Massive, tattooed Russian security guard standing in the corner of the room. He had muscles popping out of his forehead. He came over to me and felt me everywhere for any weapons. I quietly panicked and thought, please don't find my gun or my wire. He felt along the sides of my legs in the chair, but not underneath them. Phew, close call. Yuri addressed me. I have counted out the chips for you. Dahlia, take his buy-in. His assistant took my bag of cash, counted it, and then put it into a nearby safe. Dahlia here will be our dealer. All right, no small talk, just how I like it. Let's roll. Small talk is for small people. Let's make one thing very clear from the beginning. I have nothing but hatred for you because you are a threat. How so? You threatened to take a large percentage of my livelihood. I dislike that very much. That was very confusing. Then why do you play? I play so when I win, I get to watch someone's entire world crumble to pieces around them. Watching the agony and devastation in their eyes up close is thrilling. So you get off on hurting people? Cool. Great character trait. Ready to lose all your money? He grinned. The first few hands went as expected. Not much action on either side as we both tried to feel each other out. I saw that he had tapped on the table when he had a decent hand, and he squinted his eyes when he had a really good hand. And he wasn't trying to bait me with those tells. He did them way too naturally. Then I got my first big hand. Pocket aces. The strongest starting hand in poker. I didn't bet. I checked, hoping he would bet. He did the squinting eye thing, so he definitely had good cards, maybe a pair. He bet a lot. I matched him. Then we got to the last river card, and I made a full house. 3 aces and 2 jacks. I had him, and I knew he would bet heavy, because I guessed that he had 2 pairs. He bet half of his pot, which was $3 million. I called and showed him my full house. He glared at me. Rage simmered behind his eyes. You obviously had 2 pairs. He didn't show me his cards because he didn't have to, and he didn't want to show me that I was right. He stayed quiet and started playing with way too much emotion. It made him very easy to read. I checked my phone, and my heart sank when I saw a text from Vladimir with a picture of my wife. She had a black eye and a bloody lip. I felt my hands tremble with murderous rage. I couldn't imagine what she must be feeling right now. Then I focused on the task at hand. I had to win, and I needed to make it quick. I won a few more hands, and then I noticed him glance over at Dahlia, who was a very good dealer, and wink at her. My stomach dropped when I saw that, because most likely that was a signal to cheat. The next hand, he had a pair of aces. No surprise, because she dealt. I needed to call it out so that head Vladimir would know that this was happening and maybe go a little easier on me and my wife, but I had no proof. I watched her shuffle the next hand and positioned my whiskey glass to face the reflection of a mirror that was facing her. It gave me an angle to where I could see her from Yuri's point of view. Then I saw it. She started dealing and was taking a card from underneath her sleeve and giving it to him. I quickly grabbed her wrist and yanked it over to reveal the hidden cards. You're a cheating bastard! Yuri slammed his fists into the table. How dare you accuse me? I just caught her. I had nothing to do with it. He stood up, grabbed Dahlia by the back of her hair, yelled at her in Russian, and slapped her across the face. She cried and ran away. It was all a show. You expect me to believe that performance? I consider this your resignation from the game, and I win by default. That would be fair. He got in my face. Let me tell you how this will go, you ridiculous little cripple. You will continue the game until one of us wins fair and square. That is what will happen. If you don't agree, I will have my head of security toss you over the Brooklyn Bridge. Your choice. That's not a choice. That's a threat. So how about I deal instead? I grabbed the deck and started shuffling. He didn't object. The next few hands were like taking candy from a baby. I tossed down a pair of kings, showing that I had a full house and had taken 80% of his money. You may want to stick to being a big, bad, scary oligarch and stay out of the poker world, pal. Why's that? Because you suck. My 12-year-old niece has a better poker face than you, and she's autistic. He quietly seethed, because somewhere inside of that thick, dumb brain, he knew that I was right. Then I got another text from Vladimir with another picture of my wife. This time she had a cut on her head, and her eye was now swollen shut. There was also blood trickling down her chin. I closed my eyes in quiet agony. The text read, "Better hurry. I'm running out of patience." I texted back, "Stop hurting her. I will get you your money." He responded, "That's a good little cripple boy." Another security guard entered, approached Yuri, and whispered something in his ear. He glared at me. "What are you trying to pull, you piece of crap? What are you talking about? Why are there men watching my house? I have no idea. Now who's the liar? I am done with this shit. I will tell you what will happen next. I am going to take all of your money, and there is nothing you can do about it. Then my 2 men here will take you to the Brooklyn Bridge and toss you over. You will die tonight." Flashes of my wife flickered across my mind, making me start to feel desperate. He stared at me, hoping and waiting for me to give him the satisfaction of my entire world crumbling. I smiled at him instead. "Do what you will, but when you rest your head to sleep on that silk pillow every night for the rest of your pointless, greedy life, you will remember my face and know in your soul that I beat
How's it going, everybody? Hope you're doing fantastic.
Oh my
I am super
gosh,
excited
Abs.
because we have made a massive...
Sorry, guys.
You fair and square. His smirk turned into disgust as he yelled, "Take him out now!" His 2 security guards grabbed me, lifted me out of my chair, carried me into the garage, popped open the trunk and tossed me in. The first thing I did was feel for my handgun. Thank God it was still there. My hands started trembling and sweat poured down my face. I had never felt terror like this. I'm just a regular guy. I'm no killer. I'm not even sure I would have the guts to shoot anyone. But if it's between me and them, and if it's about saving the love of my life, I don't see another way. The drive seemed to take forever, and then we finally arrived and pulled over. I heard them get out and approach the trunk. I held the gun towards them and was ready to pull the trigger as soon as they popped open the trunk. My hand shook. My breathing was quick and shallow. I was desperately trying to overcome my panic. I heard them fiddling to open it, and they did by an inch, then stopped cold. I only saw an inch out of the trunk, but it was enough to see a black SUV pull up behind us. I heard the doors swing open, yelling, and then what sounded like a barrage of fireworks blasting off. The sounds of bullets bouncing off of metal and yelps and bodies hitting concrete. I had hoped and prayed it was the FBI saving me. My excitement grew, because who else could it have been? Then my nightmare continued as Vladimir walked towards me with a smoking gun and 7 Russian gangsters behind him. I opened the trunk and quickly hid my gun in my pants again. I thought of my wife and just going guns blazing if that was my only option. Where's my thank you? For what? How about the fact that we just saved your life, you ungrateful turd? You put me in this, so why would I thank you for anything? He smiled, knowing I was right. Look, you saw what happened back at Yuri's place. He had to cheat, and there was no way I could come out as a winner, no matter how well I played. True, and if that was all that has happened, I would actually understand the situation, and maybe even let you reunite with your wife and let you go. But you have something else to tell me, don't you? My throat tightened. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Really? Is that a fact? I nodded and prayed that he hadn't found out about me contacting the FBI. Then why did I find this piece of shit hanging around Yuri's house? He opened up the back door to his SUV and dragged out a beaten-up man. He was shivering and was covered in blood. I looked closer and my heart burned when I realized that it was my cousin. This little cock was sitting in a black van and had a surveillance setup connected to a wire that you're wearing. 2 of his guys tore off my shirt and ripped off the wire. I'm gonna change our little game a bit since you decided to break the rules. I'm going to hold on to your wife and your little cousin here who claims that he never notified anyone else at the FBI about this. I'm not sure I believe him about that, but so far, we don't see any other feds around. And if we do, all of you die. Especially that hot piece of ass wife of yours, who is very feisty by the way. Just how I like it. Check out how she looks now. He showed me another picture of her, and she was badly beaten up. Her whole face was covered in blood. I shook my head and closed my eyes, horrified. That's how you get off, huh? Hurting women? You're a weak little insecure coward for doing that. I knew that was risky, but I had to say it. He glared at me, probably thought about ending me right there. I saw a few scratch marks on his forearm and grinned a little. I had hoped she had scratched and clawed at him. She's tough as nails in her own way. One of the reasons why I love her. So our little game now is, you are going to go back to Yuri's place, break in, murder him, steal all of his cash, and then hand it over. What kind of a world are you in that you're trying to make a person with a disability act like some John Wick assassin? How sick are you? He let out a cackling laugh. You're right, there's no one sicker than me. You could ask my friends who I've killed for a lot less. Oh wait, how could you ask them if they're dead? He laughed even harder. I'll be totally honest with you. I do this more for pure entertainment than anything else. Me getting to watch your dumb, crippled body try and sneak into his mansion is hilarious to me, and me and my guys are placing bets on how far you will actually go. It's the best entertainment in the world, watching your pathetic desperation as you try so hard and will definitely fail. I've never felt